Yvan with DIY Detail, and today I've got a special guest, Christine Morden,
hello.
AKA the Detailer Chick. First of all, where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube. I have a podcast that you can listen wherever you listen to your podcasts at, Google Play, iTunes, Spotify.
Excellent. Now, Christine is an accomplished detailer. She's done it all. She does PPF installations, coatings, you name it. One thing though she hasn't done, finish with a rotary.
That's right.
Cutting with a rotary, not a problem. Finishing with a rotary, it's a different skill set.
All right.
And I'm here to show you just how easy it is.
Yes.
A lot of people get stressed out. They think as soon as the rotary gets within 3 feet of the paint, it's gonna burn the paint off the car, it's gonna cause swirls, it's gonna do all sorts of things. We're here to show her that that's not the case. First of all, we always need to start with a clean damp pad.
Yes.
So we have our System 4000 pad washer from Lake Country here. One spray of the Gold Standard as it's still turning. So one of the questions we get with the Gold Standard, you get overspray. Well, if you're spraying from back here, yes, you're gonna get overspray. The whole idea is have the pad slightly turning and be close to the machine. And as it's turning, you're gonna get the polish everywhere on the pad. With that, here's the rotary.
Oh, all right. Jumping right in.
Jumping right in. So a few things with the rotary.
Yes.
First of all, you want to start it while it's touching the surface. That way you don't get sling everywhere.
Right, okay.
Secondly, you want to use the trigger lock.
Yes.
Manufacturers go through a lot of work to put that trigger lock there for a couple reasons.
Okay.
First of all, it's a lot easier on your wrist.
Right.
If you're trying to hold on to that machine, you're actually locking your wrist to a certain point and reducing your range of motion.
Okay.
So that reduced range of motion means that the machine's going to try to pull you around. It's going to be hopping around. Yeah, so you've got the button there.
Yep.
So you pull the trigger, press the button. We have the machine at speed 1. So lowest the machine will go. If it were up to me, I'd like it to go even slower.
Oh, okay.
The slower you move, the faster you work.
All right.
It's a very different mentality.
Yeah, it sure is.
But it works. So off you go.
All right. There it is.
So it looks like you're really holding on to the machine.
It does, yeah.
So the rotary should actually let go of it.
Okay. All the way?
Yeah.
Oh.
So now the cord's bouncing around on me. But basically, once you get it, I have 2 fingers at the front and 1 finger at the back.
So not holding it hardly at all.
That's all I need. The less you hold it, the easier it is to maneuver and the less jumpy it's going to be. If you're trying to hold it, it's going to want to pull you back and forth.
Like fighting it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it feels like you're working, you're doing something wrong.
Okay. Well, I like that. Oh, look at that.
Now, ideally, when you're working, you want to stay within the limits of your body.
Oh, okay.
So not going too far one way or another. Because when you reach that extremity, that's where you start to tilt the machine. And when you tilt the machine, that's when it becomes difficult on you to hold on to the machine.
Gosh, what a great tip.
So getting into curves, have a little different way of doing it.
Okay. You want to show me?
Yeah, so when we're doing vex like this,
Okay.
it's very easy. When we're doing a concave, we need to attack it just a little differently.
Okay.
So a convex, very easy. We'll do the one side, and then we'll do the other. And the waffle pad fills in and gets into those little areas that we can't get to. And we'll move the mirror, there you go. This is a brand new truck. I'm confident moving the mirror. If you have an older vehicle, let's test it a little bit first. Now we have this body line here.
Right.
So we're going to treat it as a valley.
Okay.
So we're going to do one side of the valley. we're going to do the other side of that.
Simple enough.
That's all we need. The other aspect of the Gold Standard, you don't have to worry about trim.
I love that about Gold Standard.
We actually want to polish the trim. So not an issue there, very easy to do. The other thing, you want to keep your pad damp at all times. You want to keep it clean.
Right.
One of the reasons we want to keep the pad damp, or a number of reasons. First of all, we actually want the lubrication that the water is putting in the pad.
Okay.
So it's going to give it a little more glide, a little more slickness over the surface. And when it starts getting dry, you'll feel it getting grabby and wanting to bounce around a little bit. The other aspect of that is we're actually keeping the pad cooler. And the cooler the surface, the better the cut. The faster the cut, and also the better the finish.
Okay.
Finally, it actually makes the pad softer. So again, the pad's going to conform better to the surface. As it starts to dry out and harden, that's when you get that bouncing around.
All right.
So we'll wash the pad again.
And if you guys don't have a pad washer yet, you need to run out and get one immediately. It's a game changer.
For the professional detailer, definitely a must-have tool. Your
Yes.
pads are going to last longer. They're going to be cleaner. You're going to have less problems. Because people try to, oh, I can do this whole panel with one pad and then switch the pad out. You're going to be ruining the Velcro on your pads, on your backing plates. And this is actually too much of an area to do with one pad. You're getting loading on your pad. If you've ever done single stage paint, you know that when you're doing single stage paint,
Oh, yes.
let's say the truck was red. You do single stage paint, the pad turns red immediately. Your first instinct is, I have to clean the pad. With clear coat, you're getting the exact same amount of transfer onto your pad, just you don't see it. That's why we're always cleaning the pad. From there, I'm gonna show you how not to do it.
Ooh, all right.
Right, so this is where people get into the, but you know, it's gonna ruin everything. When I get within a foot, I'm gonna burn the paint off the truck. Not the case. So one of the errors people make is not using the trigger lock, right?
Okay.
So they're not using the trigger lock, meaning their wrist is locked up and it's hard to control the machine.
All right.
Secondly,
Oh, too fast. It's too fast.
too fast. Check the temperature between there and there.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. Much warmer.
Right. Heat is your enemy. Let's turn this back down. The other thing that people do is, and we've all seen this, it's on an angle with pressure.
Okay.
When you do that, first of all, you're actually using less of the pad.
Okay.
Secondly, you're working harder. You're having to hold the machine back.
Yeah.
Because now it's wanting to force back like this on me. The other thing you're doing, or not doing, is you're using just a quarter of the pad at best.
Yeah.
Whereas if we do it like this, we're using the whole pad. It's a lot easier to use. We're not creating any heat. I can even let it sit here. So in the folklore, we've got no paint left on this vehicle anymore, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I've had it there.
And I'm not gonna lie, watching you do it it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Just because everything tells me no.
Right. So we've been a minute at least. Well, someone will tell us the exact time, but
Yeah, absolutely.
it's been long enough. Christine's stressing out.
I am.
So what's the temperature there versus there?
Okay. Oh, nearly the same.
Yeah. So less
Look
heat,
at that.
better cut, less pressure, better cut.
Perfect.
Keep the pad flat to the surface. The waffle pad is your friend. A flat pad, you are going to be walking around and chasing the machine because it grabs a lot more.
Okay.
Whereas the waffle pad, first of all, you have a bit of airflow, so we're cooling the surface. We're actually
Right.
not heating it.
That
The,
makes
oth-
sense.
the other aspect of it is you don't have that suction that's formed between or surface tension between the pad and the machine.
All right.
Or pad and the paint, sorry. But there we go. So now we have the rest of this truck to polish.
Yes, we do.
If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, leave them below. Always happy to answer. Christine's going to be answering some of these as well.
I'm excited.
When you see Detailer Chick there, it's Christine. See you in the next one.
Thanks, guys.